stamped, just sign it.
So that's what we're doing. So if I make someone want to. So Tracy. Aye. Everybody have the opportunity to see the October 2nd minutes. We are missing a set of minutes from 1 week. So that's what we may get ready at next week. So if you're out had time to read these, I'll entertain a motion to accept the minutes as read. All those in favor? And so now we have, so we have the minutes from tonight's non-published, we're not seeing the minutes. So 10/23/23. So we want to make, somebody wants to make a motion to accept those minutes. Second. All those in favor?
I know those are the night.
Oh, no, there we go. I had them. Signature action, we have Avatar assessment contract renewal.
Yep, so this is the new 5-year contract. The overall contract went up $4,000 a year that is for 5 years. And then the reval in 28 went up about $5,000. So now it's $18,204 a year, whereas before it was $14,196.
So, okay, that's fine. No, I'm just saying, so we'll change the warrant article to increase that.
I did.
Okay.
And then your reval was 47 and some change and it's 62. So I guess it went up more than 4 or 5, it went up like 14. So there are spots for all 5 of you to sign. You only need 3. You can find well, I have the yearly 18, it's 18,204 a year, and it was 14,196. And then the reval went from like 47, 48, somewhere in there, like 47 and some change to 62, 388. That's 2020. Yeah. Whoa.
Yeah.
It's like a 20-something% increase in their contract.
Yeah, I remember when gas was 85 cents a gallon.
Yeah. Next.
The next item we have, that's going down the line for signature, is the MS 535 financial report on the budget.
Yes, this is, the auditor finally was able to prepare this for our 22 audit. We're like a smidgen away from getting our report. So I just need you all to sign it so that we can upload it to the DRA portal.
So what else will we need still, because
Well,
that's part of the tech.
remember we filed for an extension for the MS1, so even though it's been done, we're behind the 8 ball because all the other towns that didn't file for an extension have now come before us for the DRA revenue review. I filed the estimated revenues for the rest of the year, and those don't get finalized until she calls me and we talk about them for like an hour. So now they do it in order that they receive the MS ones.
Oh, okay.
So we're waiting for that.
Oh, but it's still not.
I anticipated,
It's still not going to be late, as late as we were last year.
no, absolutely not.
so we'll go into department heads, I guess.
Okay, you have a copy of all of their reports that I received in the folder, and then I think Mike has his own.
So, code enforcement health officer, 6 building permits for the month of September, 6 electrical permits, 2 plumbing permits, and 1 gas permit, resulting in 5,040 cents attended. He attended a health conference to stay up to date on current programs and content as well for August. There were 3 building permits, 4 electrical permits, 4 gas permits, 1 plumbing permit, 1 demo permit, resulting in $2,382.90.
I'm gonna put him on the agenda later for the things that you wanted to talk to you about. I thought he could do it during his update, or did you want that later?
Oh, yeah, no, we can discuss that now, I guess, that's fine. So we'll discuss it then. So I believe we have individuals here who want to talk about it. Is that, am I getting this wrong?
No.
Okay, all right, so I'm wrong, okay.
Well, yes.
Okay, so, well, I have a couple of questions. So, just off the top of my head, Carl, what's the status with Middleton Building Supply?
They have the process of the permits and everything, I'm just trying to they give me all the information for the packets that they need, I have all the application and everything, I've just been trying to get a hold of Larry to let him know how much it's gonna end up being for fees. So because I didn't get to see the foundation part, it's gonna be double fees, because that's traditionally how it is, if you don't get a building permit before you start building. And I just haven't been able to get a hold of Larry still to get him to pay that part. Everything's there, it just hasn't been finalized yet.
Right, so I guess my question is do they not realize that they need a building permit when they're gonna do something here in town?
He didn't really give me an amazing answer, he just kind of said sorry for the time and manner, and I was like, fuck.
Because I mean, from my perspective is, we should just go down there and tell them cease and desist. They're a business, they gotta know that they need a building permit. And, you know, it's basically, we'll start it and then what are you gonna do, go and tear it down? This just kind of peeves me, it's a business, the biggest business in town.
Right on the corner, you know.
So,
That's why I called them right when I saw the concrete, and they immediately got me all their papers and stuff over, and then like a week later I got an application and stuff, and all of a sudden it was a rush for me, but I was like, that should have been a rush for you prior to.
Are they still building?
No,
Without the permit, or they didn't stop?
They just started wood when they got me the permit and everything. They started building wood like the other day, it seems. They stopped any building until they got me all the papers I needed. But I'm just waiting to be able to get to talk to Larry still.
so that was the first item I wanted to, and, the next item, I'm sorry.
Will that happen this week?
They just started framing this week.
Yeah.
The
You're
concrete.
not even talking to Larry
The
this week.
concrete.
I only say that because we have sent other residents in this town cease and desist letters. I think it should be fair across the board, and if you're not gonna be able to talk to Larry this week, then I think we need to send a letter.
Well, I mean, I'll try to talk to him again, it's hard to get a hold of him. Because he goes through the people at the building supply, and then that's not the person I need to talk to really.
Can you just let us know, because we can write a letter at any time.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
I mean, I called him, it was at least like 2-3 weeks ago that I talked to him to get the papers for all the drawings and huge packet and all the drawings and everything for the business that had a huge packet with it.
Right,
And
right.
they sent me the amount and everything, I've just been trying to get a hold of it. And basically, I left them some voicemails and haven't gotten back.
Well, I was gonna say, in that case, it's not like one of us can't go down to Middleton Buildings and have a conversation with somebody.
I have, and they're not the people that have the
Well, I
answers.
understand, but I'm sure there's somebody over Claremont, which I believe that's where the headquarters are, that would do that.
Claremont or
Yeah.
something like that.
I just, I mean,
Are they doing the work themselves, or do they have a builder?
They're a builder.
So you can tell the builder to stop,
right,
right?
The builder, that's on the back.
because they have a permit, and they
No,
filled out
they
a permit.
don't have a permit yet because they haven't paid.
Doesn't matter,
Because there's been no pay yet, so they have a permit.
but they should be building. That's, I think, the bottom line is they don't CC, the BOS.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, that's just so we cover everything. Okay. And as far as, I guess, the other concern is that, so the building going on there now, and the other concern would be health concern because they are,
I've never seen any health concerns. I drive by and I don't see anything ever out there. I hear things, that's just about it. I drive by at least 3-4 times.
So, you know,
oh, so, all right, so I know that you had one, there was a question about the electrical inspection. Is
I
that,
don't know electrical permit.
you know, right,
No
okay.
inspection.
But I mean, my understanding is there was a statement stating that they were gonna have their own electrical inspector. I hadn't had this conversation.
They told me that they were gonna have, an electrician sign off on it, and that's not how that process works.
Correct. Well, right.
That's stated in my,
Right, it's up to you whether you want to accept that sign off or not, as the code enforcement officer.
Correct.
Okay, no, I'm just
No, it's not,
saying. you didn't-
Peter would be the one that would be accepting it.
Right.
I would not, I know he would not. Because he has things wrong.
Okay, you don't miss any. So the letter is going out tomorrow.
Finish that.
have you had any problems with that in the last since school?
Problems? No, I don't ever really. I just get text messages that I don't reply to because of requested email and not my personal phone number. I never replied to any of these text messages. They're calling me today asking for a registration for a car. So that's about all I need. That's nothing pertaining to what I keep asking for.
So anything else?
So, are you gonna serve that letter again?
However you guys want it to be done, I mean, they aren't really there, they have mailbox.
I prefer to do it again.
I prefer not to.
Well,
Because I know the situation.
well, that was why I brought up, you know, if need be, we can arrange and have an officer go over as well. But the bottom line is that once we hand them this letter, there shouldn't be a mail to anything. There shouldn't be anything that takes place
Right,
from the moment we give them that letter forward.
before we handed the letter.
Now, if we mail it to them, we put it in their mailbox, and then 2 weeks from now, we never got it, or what you thought.
Still have got to go through it, so that's.
Right, but I'm just saying, it's much easier on our aspect to go, no, we gave it to you on this day, and as a matter of fact, here's a picture of your property. And then we gave it to you, and there was no foundation, there was no structure, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, last time, I drove by yesterday, and I still do.
It seems like they're completely disregarding anything regardless. And I think any opportunity we can give them so that they can justify it.
If it was mailed out in our county, it would be good tomorrow.
I was just saying, if we mail it, it absolutely
Yeah.
should be certified. So that-
Yeah, sorry, absolutely.
Well,
But I think that we prefer it in, and if it's one of us to give it out, that's fine too.
I was gonna say, if you put it in try to go, if you wanna try to go over there, borrow on around all bit.
I'll be home tomorrow.
Probably be.
Yeah, I'll be home.
This needs to happen, and it needs to happen sooner versus later. And again, one of us can go, or we can go.
Yeah, whatever you guys want, you can talk about it.
if a BOS goes, we know what you want, what the officers.
Okay. Tomorrow is the goal to have that letter together.
On that same subject,
Yeah.
that's just one problem. That's not a larger problem we have, but to pursue that one problem opens the whole town. Because there's like multiple issues across town, the whole town.
Right, and then
So
we should be
like that-
addressing, those should be all be addressed.
Right. Which seems a lot of times. So that's why these type of cease and desist or something rather than a specific type every single time.
Oh, no, we can definitely get you a fill in the blank.
Because like every single time it's going to be specific.
No, we can
Because
have.
everyone is drafted differently, you know, to some extent, but
Right.
they would know better how to do it than I do. I mean, what is going to go on. They'll teach you that in the tree.
How many properties are you discussing?
Right, I mean,
It's a
this
good-
is
it's
the
like-
first we're hearing of it, other than this one piece of property, so I guess that's kind of where my concern is.
I just know what I see when I drive around town, you know, for years. Not just one place, there's cameras all over the place. There's every single house on Hyper Mountain. You know, like, there's none of those are supposed to be treated.
Right, so I guess my comment would be is, we're just hearing about this tonight, whereas I think we should have been, I guess.
I think we're aware of Hyper Mountain.
Well, right, but I mean, we haven't informally said that we have these locations, we need to be sending out a letter, whatever. And that's not posted, I guess I agree we should, but I think we need to have some type of organization doing it and saying, so we have some type of system set up saying these 11 minutes out this day, so we can.
Hopefully, we spend hours every week just for a cease and desist. There's just not enough time there to do that much.
Well, nobody likes to do the hard time job, I know that. Being one of them. Okay, so we'll work on that, but the letter will be ready, specific letter will be ready tomorrow to go over, and then we can work on getting the generic.
How many do you have down on Deer Run?
There's at least like 3 or 4 on your run. Not necessarily RV, but just like, I just got some information about something on Deer Run at the end of it that I gotta go look at. I got like a call just the other day about it.
Is that the garden rose one?
The Garden Hose one is an RV.
Yeah.
That one I just spoke to the guy earlier, he's planning on getting a building permit to put that trailer there. But like down the road, there's something that I know that you guys are gonna deal with before. I heard another one about something that's living in like a cellar hole or something, like 2 days ago. So I gotta look at that. And, yeah, just, there's a lot of time tracking down these people and then getting information from these people. And then going there and then there's nobody there. So like, then I gotta find how to get a hold of them.
Okay, can you get us a list of those addresses?
I'm not gonna have time to drive all around town.
I mean, as they come along, then a running list.
Yeah,
So that we can have track of them, so when you come back and say, this, I came to you on October 23rd.
just need like an ongoing,
Yeah,
not one time, but,
is there anything else you want? I know you requested a meeting with us and we thought this should be covered, is there anything else you
but
want?
mostly just asking, because I don't know how to go about the whole lawyer situation. Asking how if that should be done or not, because I don't have all those RSAs off the top of my head. Everyone's gonna be a little bit different, but if there's one particular situation that they could at least help to get some sort of form for us, so we're not asking constantly or spending a lot of time constantly.
Next, are we good? Moving on? Is there on that? We need to. Next one, EMS and fire.
For the month of September 2023, Middleton Fire and Rescue had 19 calls. 10 fire calls that range from motor vehicle accident to CO calls. 9 medical emergencies, of which 2 were handled by us. 7 were handled by mutual aid. We had a busy month of training, ranging from dark training to water supplies to ladders. And as always, we're always looking for new members. Please send me an email or contact anyone under the department or come on down on Tuesdays at 18:30 or 6:30. Thanks.
And, I just missed all, did you get situated with your computer? Yeah.
They're going
Yes,
Thursday.
it's working on
I
Thursday. Yeah.
sent you an email. I called back.
No, just want to make sure we get that. Thanks, and you'll give that to Kim?
Yes, actually,
Back up. Thanks, Mike. Next item is highway. I don't think we have anything from them. So I'm sure Dan has something that he's probably didn't provide. So
Just
if we
as a
have if we have something, and so just so we can stick it. Yeah, we probably didn't know what it was.
It's on an odd week,
Gotcha.
yeah.
Yeah. Police, we have here, it says incident investigated 23, arrest 1 for a violation of domestic violation protection order. Motor vehicle accidents 0, motor vehicle activity 81. Aiding failure to one.
Oh, okay.
I've done this long before in the past, so I just want to make sure. So that's it for the month of September. Treasurer's report. Says we have just over $2 million. Police involved funds 8,600. And that's my understanding here is because we haven't transferred over the money from 2022 to 20.
We can't do the 22 transfers until the audit is
Right.
100% done.
But that's why that number is
Oh,
low.
while we're on this, Scott, are you available to do a conference call
Yes.
on the 31st at 1 p.m.
Sure.
with the auditor, Chief Cooper, and Sergeant Swift? They're not happy with our calculations that the auditor and I came up with.
Sure.
So I could be going back up prior to.
Okay.
Thank you.
The town clerk, tax collector, slightly collected 53,472.
For the clerk,
Yeah, and then the town tax collector is 34,000.
I did have one other thing under the departments, the conservation, Conservation Commission, sent a letter to you guys.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, it's copied, they're copied on it, right?
Yes,
It's too sandy.
right. They copied you on a letter to Sandy,
Get it right.
requesting that, because their CD is maturing in November,
Yeah.
to close the CD and open a business interest checking account. Okay?
And that's, so we're gonna do the hazard mitigation plan committee, Tim.
Yep, so was gonna mention that we've been meeting the past 12 months. Is with the state creating a new hazard mitigation plan for the town. And then there's a survey on our social media page and on our website. And if people would like to go there and fill out what some of their areas of concern might be, it would be very helpful.
And how many more meetings do we have to have?
One thing more.
One more, and then then the plan will come together?
November
Okay, perfect, that's
probably won't see. Yeah, the time it goes back and forth and gets signed, probably won't be in effect until probably March.
good. Right, but I mean, like, we've almost hit our.
They've done amazing.
So,
So at this accelerated schedule.
right, that's what I'm saying, but I mean, I know there was like number 5 meetings and we're down to 1 month, 3 meetings,
Yeah.
so that's good, okay, perfect. The business is the EMS reimbursement, so this is the reimbursement for Chief Roman for his course, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
That's my course.
So my understanding, and this is just, I'm gonna say, I did pull the minutes from the meeting that we talked about this, and my understanding was the reimbursement would be upon, if anybody has this information available in the office, was completion upon certification.
So completion upon the course, I spent a lot of money out of my pocket for this class. So I would like reimbursement for the class, which I can't take the state exam without passing this class. So you see what I'm saying? It's part of it. So without,
Can I ask
Yeah.
this question? Because I don't understand the whole process, so I'm still working. So you have to take the course, you
Yes.
have to pass the course in
Okay.
order to take the certification course.
Or in
test.
order to
To take
national
the
test, yes.
right. So if you don't pass.
Yes, I did, so, if, like, all three chances were gone, 2 years have passed, whatever it happened, I'd have to retake that course again.
Oh, so you, okay, so.
But in order to actually have access to take the national exam, I have to pass this course.
Right, I can't get that, and you have 3 opportunities
Yes.
to take the
For
national
the national,
course?
yes.
For the national test?
Pass, yes,
And is there a time limit that you have to take
2
that?
years I have in order to take it.
Are you signed up to take the test?
I have not signed up for anything yet, no.
And your intention is to take it?
Yes. But I have not signed up for anything.
So, the total.
It might be where you talked about it.
Whatever it is. So it says, I don't know if everybody had this on the desk. So it says, keep on stating that by the end of the year, each year we take the test, we also provide an additional offer stating to sign up for the next available EMT-based class, to run with any out-of-pocket, on successful completion, the board will revisit the reimbursement options. So, I just need a total. So the total is $2,956.08.
215608.
Correct. You got home? I just, that's what I asked.
So I got a question.
Sure. Yeah,
I hate to be the one to ask this question because you're asking me to pay out right now. But what happens if you have to take 3 classes, 3 tests? That's
So you know-
$300.
How much does each test cost? I gotta pay $85
It's
for a test.
$100 for the national registry each time.
Yeah, I only have to pay 85.
A cycle motor test, I believe, are 75.
That's 85 for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
EMR is cheaper than EMS itself, because you more skills.
because mine was, when I took mine was 100.
So it was 85 and 85, that's what both of them cost me.
Does it take 2 tests?
I have to take 2 tests, yeah.
So if you fail, you have to pay again.
Yes.
Redo it.
No, okay, let me just ask, you have to take 2 tests, you can't have the same, are they the same?
No,
No.
so one's
If you pass
a
one,
break.
not pass the other one, they only retake the other one, I don't know how it works, that's why I'm asking the process.
One's a skills test and the other one's a written test.
Right,
Okay.
one's a
And
skills.
you can pass one, and you're good,
Yes.
but if you don't pass the other one.
We need both in order to actually pass.
Okay, so then you're
national
back to
license.
square one, and you don't do it within the 2 years.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Just for clarification, is the testing fee in that?
No,
Oh,
no,
Thanks.
sorry.
because it did not come out of my pocket yet, I have not signed up, so.
Are those only offered certain times?
They are, but they run all the time.
Oh,
They run all the
no,
time.
I'm just saying, so you're not limited. So, I need a motion if someone's gonna make them to cover to reimburse them the 2,156.08. I don't know if that's right number. Oh, it is 2,156.08. Okay.
Well, no, I'm reading the minutes in here, and the minutes state 1,600. So I'm just curious on the discrepancy.
Discrepancy because I didn't account for books, I didn't account for
Okay,
everything else that I need for that course,
gotcha.
which was a lot.
And the backup is here for each.
Yeah, the breakdown of everything should be there as well. It was also, I paid more because it was an accelerated course.
Gotcha.
So I got done in 2 months basically instead of 4 months of doing it. So,
So, looking for a motion, to,
Make motion.
Can you read your motion out so I can get it written down?
So the motion is to reimburse for,
the 2001.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Four and one abstention.
thank you.
Okay.
Can I have that packet back?
Yeah, I'm gonna go get signatures on for you,
Oh, okay.
even though it's right, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Next item is Milton Fire Department rates. I believe they're getting a letter or something.
Did you guys not receive a letter? Okay, so I'll give you the letter that I received.
Okay.
So it may have come to me, but it should have gone to you guys as well.
No, but it's good on the regular side.
Oh, I don't know.
She's been, with me and together. You
Fire chief, no, so that's what it's addressed to.
It was addressed literally to the fire department.
Okay.
Milton, like so the bill, the September bill came in with that as well. So.
So in short, they've got a bunch of numbers in here. They basically are saying they're going to change the rate at which they charge us from $500 per response to $750 per response. I think we need to discuss, well, along with this, as far as, because this is primarily for EMS stuff.
Was it 700 or something?
So it says 750.
Oh, no, not anymore.
Not anymore.
It's no longer, they're charging for fire calls as well.
Okay.
And again, that's true
Charge will
when
be
you don't
assessed
have
for each
anybody on.
response to your community.
It's usually,
The
yeah.
rate will increase per response as students assess. Okay, so excellent. All right. So I think we perhaps the BOS needs to potentially meet in Marquis, it says Marie.
Yep.
And potentially meet with Ken Dickey and potentially the fire chief Reinhardt in Farmington to come to a common ground here, because from what we've been trying to get the per diem for EMS during the day, that's not the ground. And I think we have money in the budget. We've been paying this. We paid $12,000 to Milton, and I think that's. And I'm not saying that that's under a lot. I mean, I think that's
To me, that's a bargain.
reasonable amount. And so I just would prefer if we can hash something out with them, have something so we can say we have coverage during the day, Monday through Friday. At least talking EMS, Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. We still would need to talk about the whole fire, because I was not really aware that they were going to start charging on the fire, but all open to discussion. And I would entertain any other board selectmen who start those talks. That's my feeling, so I'll put it up there.
I agree, and that's what's the leave on the fire department, I think it should be involved in it.
No, that's what I said, Tim, I said Tim, I didn't say Mike this time.
Oh,
So, but I mean, I'll throw it up to
Yeah.
anybody else on the board that wants to be involved in it, because I think it needs to happen sooner versus later, especially with our upcoming budget happening. And I wanna be in a sound place to say we do have coverage, because right now we're just not, we don't have the coverage.
Are we charged for the 9 times they were called out en route and canceled?
No.
And this letter is available for anybody to.
Carol's gonna scan it.
I was gonna say, right,
Yeah, I'll
So-
put it with the minutes, and then I'll.
So again,
Yeah.
Chief Marie is pretty flexible. If there's any calls that I question, I can go directly to him, and I have, and usually gets striked right off.
So if we can,
So,
yeah, so if we can try and put something in a formalized contract, formalized thing, then, so dealing with the 2 area towns, because, and I would ask this question, so I know, Mike, when we met with Ken and, Reinhardt, right?
Yes.
Chief Farmington.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Chief Reinberg.
Chief Reinhardt from Farmington, that we talked about the coverage on on the back side of the lake,
Correct.
that Farmington would be covering it. Has that been put into place, do we know? Do I know? I haven't heard.
Soon. We're
Because I
fighting
know
a
that
double-edged sword.
Farmington covers Gold Street.
It's not as simple as going,
I don't
okay,
know how
this
that
is,
works.
I know, but yeah, we're fighting dispatch, really, is what our biggest hurdle is right now, is trying to, I let them know my desire on who gets called out
Yeah.
then. But we're coming up now with street names and everything, so there's no question whatsoever. So we have to go through, basically bring out where we want Farmington to cover, where we want Milton to cover.
Okay, so do we know when we might have that available to get to dispatch?
Uh,
I mean, I like to put timelines on stuff because then it's a little bit more accountable and then it doesn't sit there. I mean, just that's me, I work with timelines better.
so end of the week.
Oh, okay.
Was that joint meeting with Milton and Farmington?
So-
Just Milton?
When we met, when Mike and I met, we met with, it was just not, it was with Ken Dickey and.
Chief
But
Reinberg.
the one you're looking for?
Yes, the one I'm looking to have is going to be potentially with both towns, Milton and
Farmington,
Farmington, because they're
okay.
our closest neighbors and they cover us.
Yeah, can we include Wakefield on that as well?
Yeah, no, yes, I had thought about that, and yes, I think so. I think the more we can include for better coverage, even better.
So throw in Durham too.
I was just gonna say that.
What do you think?
Sure.
Oh, you do. Okay. Because I'll forget. All right, so that's good, perfect. And actually, Andrew is all in mind. So just, I know that's a question we had last week. So next on the, so we have no questions. We got anything more?
We'll wait for the meeting, I guess.
So on one of those real quick, so when they say they're gonna charge you $750 for fire hose, so they're gonna charge us $750 if they have to come to our town, we don't have any link. If we have a crew come out and they still call the fire crew, then they're not gonna charge us.
Yes, correct. If you read the letter, it does say it's going to be based on whatever they build, it was worth it.
So I mean, and I think part of that is hashing that out with you and saying, okay, so we'll both be all on the same understanding, because you understand it to be this, I read it as something else.
Yeah, I'd want something that's right.
Right, that's what I'm saying, so right now, this is what you're saying, like, if we have one fire person there, time this, I don't know, they might get a whole lot. So that's why I said it'd be kind of good to hammer all that out and get it taken care of, at least that's my, we'll work for that, I guess, that's not right. Yes,
What do you know of that?
yes.
Before you move on.
Oh, yes.
I thought that was a certain correction, it's the county tax acknowledgement that we're promised to pay. And then, yeah, 573 over 28. So they're not too bad, I just need 3 signatures, so I can turn that. I don't want
Can I get a copy of that letter? Just so I can
Right now?
that.
You can have the original batch.
You can, I'm just gonna scan it, and
Okay.
then I'll put it in your mailbox, is that right?
Oh, okay, that's the one, okay, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, I'm
just
sorry, I
wondering.
didn't realize that. next item on the agenda is the health insurance renewal for next year.
Yes, so in your folder, I've given you, there's like a little comparison, 3 boxes. There's also the two policies that we're looking at. Either option will be a 0% increase for the town. We'll be able to carry the same number that we carried last year, which was like 122. However, the highlighted box, that's what they would be paying a month. Are you listening, Mike? Okay. And then on the bottom is what they would be paying with the alternative site service plan. On this sheet, this is what we have right now. This is the site service plan. Unfortunately, I just got this from Health Trust, and we need to make a decision tonight because we're in open enrollment. And if we change plans, I need to get them out here to talk to the employees. Personally, as a former health insurance person, I would not want to pay $200 a month out of my paycheck for my insurance. It's just a lot. So, for the site service, I would pay $133 a month now for a single plan. With the site service, it'd be $160.
And that includes the 3% increase?
That's with the 16%.
Well, 3% increase that's happening.
Yeah, and just so you know also, health insurance, our rates went up 15.7%. The only thing, the saving grace is that people changed a little, like a person had family now has a 2-person, and then I'm off the insurance, Kim's not coming on, you know, that type of stuff, but overall, so it's not hurting the town, but I just think it's the best thing to do for the employees.
Right, so if you look at this health trust, you can look at so it's gonna go, instead of paying 15, if we went with the higher,
The site service,
you know, if we go with the plan that we currently, if we stay with the same plan, it's gonna say $15 for copay versus $20. And as you go down, you can see how it compares. And I think, you know, from a,
yeah, the biggest difference is those of us that go to a specialist, it was only 15, it'll be 40, that's a little higher, but still. And then the overall deductible is $1,000 for single, $3,000 for family. The old plan had a very low deductible, which was only $500 to $1,500. So I think it's a good option. And the difference is you have to go to their site service providers. Like if you have to have a MRI and you want to go to Huggins, and they say, no, you're going to Douglas, you go to Huggins. Yeah.
I'm fine with going with the site service, I don't know what everybody else thinks.
I think you're right.
That's the plan I have.
So we'll make a motion to go with something like that, I'll make a motion, second. All those in favor?
Thank you.
So next is the 24 budget timeline.
And in your folders, you have the department requests. Anything that's highlighted, well, hold on. Let me get there. Anything that's highlighted in yellow, you do not get something from the department. So I carried forward the number from last year's budget. We know fire, EMS, they have computer issues. I didn't get anything from CPA, code enforcement, town clerk, tax collector. I got about half of the lines. So my assumption, and not spoken for, would be that maybe those other lines didn't increase. And so you can see the percent increase by department, and then the bottom line. However, like I said, with not carrying forward a new budget for fire or code, that increase probably will go up. But I wanted you to start to look at this. I have justification sheets that I didn't have time to copy from the department heads explaining why they want what they want. You guys will have those by the end of the week.
So, okay, so what I'm gonna make, just make a recommendation, so Tim, you have a ZBA meeting tomorrow?
Yes. Yeah.
So can you follow up with ZBA as to what, you know, if their budget is changing or not?
Absolutely.
Since your meeting tomorrow night, the fire that's coming. Carl, are you gonna have a budget, or are you sticking with the same numbers that you had
I
last year?
haven't had any increases that have outdone my budget as far as I know, so far.
Right, but I mean, you have the opportunity to put in a budget for next year to say, you know,
We increased your supply line for
Right, so we're, yeah, right, so that line will go down this spot because we paid for the laptop out of there, but we haven't done that, but, so are you saying you're fine with what was in there for last year's number?
Yeah, I don't foresee.
I have a concern with that. I really think that you need to look at Peter's salary and get that number up a little bit, because if God forbid Peter ever left, there isn't a master electrician in the world that would want to work for $100 a month, or whatever it is he gets, you know, to be our electrical inspector. I think, I'm not saying give him $5,000 a month now, but maybe just starting to lean towards a little more money in preparation for what
I know with the fees that I have more than enough income to cover any sort of budget line increase for that.
But I mean, so what you should go and putting in there is a realistic number that we would have for Peter, I guess that's what Carol.
So the way it works is when you put those permit fees in, I can't apply them to your budget. So they go in the revenue, so we see more revenue, which is hooray for your budget. So to have, you know, for Peter, $1,300 a year, you know, budgeted for the electrical inspector, I just think we should start thinking about doubling that every year or something, just to get it up. I mean, a master electrician does not work for $5 an hour.
Your decision to make, Kate.
I just wondered if you have a line for water testing, water quality testing, water E. coli testing, I'm not saying.
We just test once a year with the town.
I'm just asking to
The board is absorbing that E. coli test into their government water testing.
I'm so sorry.
The board has a water testing line for these buildings, and that's where we pay for the E. coli test.
Board of Selectmen.
Okay, so I'll follow up with, you know, what the intent on is that those aren't gonna change or whatnot. We'll note, there's a couple things as you go through this, like the assessor in Carol noted. So, you know, we went from what was budgeted 14,623, the contract is 18, took 24% increase.
Other
That's one of the larger
things,
numbers in the
other
budget.
things that hit us pretty hard to point out, our workers' comp insurance. I'm getting there. Third?
Yeah, well, it's the second page, but it's the third
My
page.
packet's out of order. Here it is, workers' comp, had a 12% increase, and then our general liability insurance also had, what was that? That's down further. That was like a 9%.
Yeah.
So those are big items that affect us. So the tax impact, like, for our general liability is 15 cents. You know, so it's kind of a lot. Those are the big things that really hit us. That, then,
Three between.
yeah, so the town clerk's budget went up 8%, but it was because we had 4 elections, right, Andrea? And Andrea brought the salaries for the supervisors, the moderator, and ballot clerks up to, because they were ridiculously low.
But I'm just saying, so that's why we see that for this.
So as it stands right now, it's a 4% increase in the budget, and that's without fire or any of these other things we're missing. So, that's where we're at, and so I'm looking for your timeline, like I know that.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying, so I think we, are meeting with the budget committee on our BOS night of 11/13.
Okay,
So that's when we'll come up with a timeline, we'll probably start around 4:30. And I know there's 3, 11:13.
you're gonna start as early as 4:30?
4:30.
Five?
We can start at 5, but I think we're not gonna do the 3 big departments until starting at least at 6:30. So we'll
Okay.
do some general government lines, say.
Yeah.
5, is that what it is?
Now, last year, the board approved the budget prior to that meeting.
And then we meet the week before that, if we wanted to.
I'm just trying to get a feel, so I'll give you the justification sheets, and then the week before this budget committee joint workshop,
11/6, 11/6.
11/6, you'll vote on your budget.
We'll go through it. Everybody good with that? Is that right?
Does that give all the liaisons enough time to look at the justification sheets, talk to the department heads, give any questions? Some of your departments put in for like a 4% raise, a 5% raise, a 2% raise, they're all over the place. You know, so that's something this board needs to decide. Like last year, they tried to go almost consistently at 2%, you know, across the board.
So we would say,
To be locked in before that date?
well, it wants to be locked in for this date for the meeting.
Because when you meet with the budget committee,
no.
I'll have that BOS approved.
No, we can come up with what we have, but then we meet with the department heads, and then after that meeting, we would lock in, say, November, say maybe the 27th, beginning, the end of November, beginning of December, so.
And so how much time does that give the budget committee? If you guys aren't approving, making, locking in until the end of November?
Sometimes we have not had hard numbers actually until January, so.
Okay, I'm just thinking about thinking about when I have to start writing the warrants, or starting getting the book put together.
But what the budget committee proposes has nothing to do with what the selectmen proposes. I mean, they work off of each other, but they are two independent.
But I have to have the articles all written.
I know,
I mean-
but you're talking about the warrant, usually we don't get those till January.
Right, but I mean, also in the book, though, it has what the budget, the board, the OS recommends what the budget committee.
Yeah.
I can't.
But I mean, I think we should be in decent shape from our standpoint, the board of selectmen, near the beginning part of December. I mean, I don't anticipate we're gonna be way off from what any department heads are, what they're, because you've got in here what the department head.
Yeah, so prior to that meeting, I would have usually, we would fill in the BOS recommendation prior to that. If you want to hold off on that?
We'll do that on 11/6.
We will, okay.
Yeah, and then 11/13, we'll meet, the joint meeting with the budget committee to meet with the department heads to tell them why they're just the numbers that they have. And then, from our standpoint, I think we should be good as a board at that point. I mean, unless something comes up and we say, because that way you need to concentrate on the warrant articles out. And what I would recommend to the department heads, so you're here, so I'll say it, is if you think there's something you may want for a warrant article, it would be good to have time, maybe have it for the 11/13 meeting, not that you have to, but just kind of get thinking about that. So that's where I am on that. I don't know where everybody else is, but I think I'm.
And I did get some feedback from the DRA, I called and they called my cell phone back today and I'm gonna call them again, we're playing tag. But basically, because our question that Roxanne and I talked about was with the tax cap, and now we're looking at nearly impossible to have an operating budget with only a 2% increase unless you really make some significant cuts. How do we get around that at town meeting? And one of we were like, do we take, some money out of the, unassigned
That
to cover something that we would usually pay for with taxation, that we pay for it with that? What can we do? And or to increase the article to cover the extra or what? And they said that the answer I got so far was they'd really like to see a warrant article for your operating budget at the 2% and a written warrant article overage.
Oh.
So, and I'm still, talking to them, but that was what they said so far, so.
So we would have a separate warrant article for the
Overage.
Over everybody's budget.
But I really wanna talk to Michelle Clark, and I didn't get to talk to her.
well, and we need to still look at what that number's going to be.
Yeah.
And how each line is. Okay. Interesting. Okay,
Roxanne?
so that's it we have for that. Anybody come on time on that thing? Oh, I'm sorry. We'll go back to that meeting, that's on that.
Just on that, the joint meeting, do you have an anticipated start time?
I think you said 5, right? Because I know Janelle said she couldn't be, so that's why Janelle and Tia were gonna get it till the 6. So I said, that's why the pre-bid department's gonna start at 6:30. And we can do like some general government line, the other government line, so all lines be going in.
So at 5 o'clock.
Yeah, like Janet wants to go first, and that type of stuff.
So Scott has, next employee luncheon. Well, that's your, on the list. So, I thought is the idea is we would have one more employee in the interview where we're at. We might make it worse. Maybe that's in the closings, employee luncheon. I don't know.
I don't know, are you guys training on Tuesday, how?
Next Tuesday, tomorrow night.
Not next Tuesday.
Okay, so that's out there, holiday, okay. Town employee holiday. Who's there?
I meant to say, like before Thanksgiving, or do it right at the beginning of December, before Thanksgiving. After Thanksgiving.
Okay, well.
Just because I know people's schedules get hectic for Thanksgiving.
Okay, so we would be looking to do that in an evening then? Okay. All right, so let's take a look, everybody.
Is this employees, is this committee members, is it all volunteers, is it employees, or is it just employees, or what do you think?
We'll talk to you and see what's up for one.
All right, so we'll come up with a date. Okay. All right, so we'll come up with a time and a date for that before our next meeting, because we don't have a meeting next week, because that will be the fifth Monday of the month, so you all have, unless you want to, unless something comes up, right? Right now, it's not on the schedule to meet, we will meet until November 6th. So any comments, questions? Kate?
I went to start the regional planning commission meeting on Friday,
Yeah.
and two things. One, the roundabout on Washington Street in Rochester will be open. And two, they have an assessment done of all the towns in Stratford County on age-friendly communities. There is an assessment for Middleton. It's supposed to be on our website. I haven't found it. That doesn't mean it's not there.
When you say our website, it's
Hold
also
on.
on Middleton.gov website?
Maybe Carol knows.
Can you repeat what that is?
It's chat communities for healthy aging transitions.
I put some,
Something like that.
well, yes and no. No, that has not come in. I don't believe unless it's something that's a while ago. But I had, when we got the new website, Christine Bartlett and I reached out to community action, regional planning, like all these different, counties to put links on the welfare page. I don't know if that's one of
I've
them.
never been on the welfare page. Maybe it's.
However,
Well, but I mean, she just met last Friday, so probably has just.
yeah, so is there something, do I just reach out to my girl over there to ask for the link?
Yeah, reach out to Megan.
We'll look into that. It seems to, but the other thing I wanted to hand out was this little booklet. It's age-friendly resource guide. Anybody interested? I have 5. It's a lot.
Okay.
Age-friendly.
I'll look
I
at
feel like I call this an age.
It's a survey on aging.
This is not a survey.
Yeah.
Survey is a
survey on aging.
It's this is age-friendly resources. It's resources for age-friendly town. I
really do.
think you probably should have one. You know everybody. Yeah. But what's my other point? Anyway, see if I can't find the assessment for our town and
Yeah.
how we can help out the elderly.
Yeah, if we find it, okay, we can certainly put a link to it on our website.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the idea.
Yeah, okay.
Do I see you have your hand raised?
Yes, I just wanted to give you guys this. So this is the old. This is no.
Oh, this is from, 2 years ago.
Yes, it was the old one.
Okay.
So it's good reading, and it's
Okay, so, Carol, can you put these together, put those make copies?
Yes.
together?
And it does statewide, Middleton is our primary, if nobody else gets involved. Why Middleton is our primary EMS source to go to.
Yeah, so we'll put those two printouts together, and we'll pass these up, we'll give you the original fact.
Perfect. I appreciate it, thank you.
Going this way. I see Bonnie. How was trunk or treat?
It was amazing.
Oh, good.
We had probably about 100 people there.
Wow, nice. Good.
It went fantastic despite the fact that we had to have it inside. Which brings me to my next thing. I sent out 3 emails requesting dates saved on the calendar. One was specifically aimed at the rain date. We still didn't have it put on the calendar. And then that date was given up. Someone else broke the law. I had it on my flyers for the rain date. I had it on the sign out here for the rain date. And if I hadn't checked the calendar ahead of time and saw that it was given away, we would have been screwed next week. So,
Okay, so I think going forward, and obviously we have some miscommunication because we've got different people.
it's not on her.
No, different people doing things, so I think what we should do is this all should come to, send it to the BOS and send it to Kim, and we will know to get it on the calendar.
There's a couple of things. First, Bonnie, I appreciate you being willing to move inside. You know, that was, because the only alternative was for me to call the people that had already paid and say, sorry, there was a double booking, you know, and I appreciate you not wanting to do that.
If I had caught it, I would have been in big
That's
trouble.
right, but since this happened, I have shown Kim how to do the calendar. Tim, you do not have to do the calendar anymore. Kim has been taking Old Town Hall rentals and processing them and putting them on the calendar with ease. So it shouldn't happen moving forward.
So, because right now we're gonna be coming into a very busy time period with the town hall being rented and community events like the turkey raffle and, the Christmas party. Yeah,
Turkey raffle, where do you hold that?
here.
Yeah.
That was what the,
That was another
No, no, that's good, that's what I said. Somebody else thought it was held in the fire station, I said, no,
we
it's
only
here.
Yeah.
we did that one year because we couldn't.
Yeah,
Okay.
because we didn't
Old
have
Town
this.
Hall for the turkey raffle. But
Yeah.
it's on the calendar.
I booked, you got the time put on the calendar.
I don't know the
I booked the Old Town Hall for Friday night and Saturday for the next 3 years for the turkey run.
Yeah.
So what is the time in the turkey
I
raffle?
think it's on that business
Six.
I do not
thing. It
have.
starts at 6 p.m.
Yeah, it starts at six.
If they set up the day before.
Yes, we set up
Right,
a
so
date.
Another thing.
So, but I mean, on the calendar, we can put the turkey raffle starts at 6.
Yeah.
Because that's what people care about, they don't necessarily.
Because we needed
setting up.
We need to build a earmark for the whole day.
Yeah, it is known not to rent it out the day before. The only reason it's not on the calendar is because people are gonna come the day before for the turkey raffle.
I understand.
But Kim knows not to rent it.
I mean, I'm doing this as a volunteer, and it
Oh.
was very frustrating. I get
I
that.
understand the frustration, and I apologize for my part. But mistakes do happen. Like I said, all I
I
can do is
sent
apologize.
3 emails, one
I-
specifically targeting that date.
I understand that, and like I said, I can apologize for my part. But then again, we've been trying to train somebody to come in, and if it had come down to it, I would not have told them that the rec has
Okay. We've
it.
learned.
There's not much more I can do about
Okay, Dan. I do have one thing after this, but Dan.
Cameras.
Yes, you haven't been here.
No, I haven't, but I haven't seen it either, so.
We got the investigation. We
Okay.
reviewed the investigation. Personal opinions you can have, to each their own as far as the investigation goes. But at this point, the county attorneys do not feel it's charge worthy.
So I think there was one other item that needed to get added to the agenda, and we didn't add that, so I guess that's on me. You mentioned it earlier, is the use of time clocks.
Of what?
Time clocks.
Okay.
So I'll throw the conversation out here, or anybody wants to start?
This is something that's got tossed around for years and years and what have you. Obviously, different departments have different, with the volunteer fire department, it's not necessarily, if you had per diem or they were here set hours, that would be a time clock type thing. But as far as the fire department goes for call responses, things like that, obviously, that's not a feasible option for that type of situation. If there was staffing on a regular scheduled basis, then obviously yes. I personally, I think a time clock with a good useful policy outlining its use, is a good idea. And it's a very, minimal cost to the town as far as purchasing. I'm not looking for anything GPS.
There used to be a time.
I was gonna say, we may even have some upstairs in the boxes of stuff, I don't know.
I don't think so. I don't think we're upstairs. We've looked through it.
So that's been cleaned up on there. But, okay, so that's the discussion,
What, I was gonna say a little more, and the other thing on them is like I said, policy. When I say policy, what I'm talking is obviously there's gonna be times that somebody will forget, or times that somebody has to go, start of their shift or what have you, or, plowing, things like that. There's times that things are gonna be missed. Those are situations in the policy where it's not a BOS type of issue. I mean, that's on the department head. The department head just signs off on the payroll, whatever the time it is.
Doesn't that kind of negate the whole point of having a time clock?
Well, it doesn't, because if I got a payroll sheet that the department had signed off every single day of the week, I'm gonna go to the department and go, why aren't you people using the time clock?
Yeah.
That's on him. So it's a matter of accountability the whole way through. Now, if I see once a month, twice a month, the chief or the fire chief or the highway director or the police chief is signing off on a payroll sheet, that type of stuff happens. But it's accountability, because now you physically know that somebody was there, that they signed, they punched in when they were supposed to.
So with that said, if that was to happen, we would have to have a policy in place for that to happen. So currently we don't. So if we move forward with that, we need the policy.
Yeah, absolutely.
So would that be something we would be looking at when we're reviewing personnel policy, when we look at that aside from that?
Well, I think we would have to make a decision now if we wanted to implement time clocks, and then we would incorporate the policy into it.
Okay, no, I'm just.
I wouldn't rewrite the policy and then put a time clock policy in there. We're not going to do time clocks.
Right. Okay, no, I'm just making sure we
Yep.
understand what the process, and what the intent is. So, anybody other comments, suggestions?
Are you shopping for time clocks?
Well,
Are you-
wait a minute, so we have the discussion, so is there gonna be a motion to implement the time clocks into S2? S2N. That's what I said, to implement them in when?
I'll make a motion that we implement time clocks on January 1. Clarify that. I'm not talking some elaborate mobile. I'm talking the old hanging on the wall. Choo-choo. Bunch of time clock.
Traditional time clock, I don't know what you call that, but I guess.
So you don't want a Cronus system or anything else?
No, I thought we're not implementing key fobs and this and
No.
GPS, navigate, track this. No, it's just it's a matter of, right now, people are signing, payroll sheets are filled out longhand with pen and ink.
So motion,
I'll second.
okay, all those in favor? All right, so now any comments, questions, we'll put it back to public comment. It's Carl.
So, who would that encompass? Just people that typically have office?
People that are on a set schedule.
But that does not negate the need to fill out a time.
You still have to submit a payroll.
I was just making sure, 'cause,
But if
it would be
you,
extremely difficult.
like if code enforcement's hours are 7 to 12, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, then you should have timestamp punches on your sheets, 7 to 12, if you're in the office.
If I office.
If you're, you got 5 inspections scheduled for that, and you're going from home to do those inspections, well, that would be a day when you just fill it out long.
Because half the time it's like, I'll be somewhere and then all of a sudden somebody will call and I'll be going by and I have to go and do it or whatever.
Yep.
And then emails and calls. Just
Like I
check.
said, it's not saying that longhand pen and ink and sign off is not gonna be allowed, it's just, it limits it.
Anything else? Anything coming up? Oh, Andrea.
You brought up key fobs. Are we ever gonna get the fire department door fixed so that we can get in and out of it?
Well, no, I didn't realize,
I thought wasn't that when you bought a lot, you bought something?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Said no.
Okay, so are we going to?
Yes, Andrea, we will get.
Yeah,
I will put it in Friday. We'll meet the
Awesome.
direction.
Thank you, thanks. Bonnie, what do we have coming up?
We have Christmas party on December 9th.
Oh, when is Santa coming?
Santa, Santa on Friday, Santa.
Andrea, when is Santa? You know?
Like,
Is it-
23rd.
yeah, it's the Saturday before
It's the 23rd.
It's gonna be the 23rd.
the 23rd.
that's the fire truck stand.
Yep.
Stop by for a refreshment, boy, that's anything else, Bonnie? Anything else on your-
We have a meeting on November 28th, and we're going to miss this right now.
Any other comments, questions?
The 28th of November, that is.
If not, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn at 7:48.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
All of this that I need to figure out, I need to tell someone to stop sometime tomorrow morning and Saturday